It's okay. Ah.
11 piece of equipment, and then special reserve, and then you can choose between your Mako and Omega ground sets. The Omega ground set is more tactical, less defensive, and the Mako is more defensive.
Ooh, a ground one.
It wasn't intended, but here it is. We'll do space next.
Okay, let me switch to my weapon stuff.
I think I'll put some armor on.
Put some clothes on, Sarah.
It's kind of cold on this ship.
Enemy target on sensor.
The Ambassador class. PvP ship? You may think not. But I'm about to prove so. Having survived the last match only dying once, and having killed once, I believe she may be viable with the correct tactics and the correct parts. But that is up for you to decide.
Okay, so Jupiter Force has had a party on their starbase to show off the season Tier 4, which is pretty cool. And this is the party on the instance inside the base. There might be a few people outside still. I'm not sure. Sure, they're making their way inside. And this is what we're looking at now. So we'll see people later.
And so, the Risa event. I'm about to run the Horgan hunt, which seems to reward at least 50, maybe more, maybe less. And so, the Horgans are hidden all over the island. So like, a few of them are in the same spot every time. Quite a bunch of the others they randomly spawn where they think it would be a good place to be spawned, or as the algorithm that controls their input says spawn here. If you haven't been to Risa before the event, it really was just one big long stretch of beach with some caves and water. It wasn't as cool as this thing here is now. Here's the dance floor where people will dance when the Horgan hunt isn't going. That's another one that you can get Lolo Nut flavors for. That's also what you get from the Horgan hunt. The thing with the Horgan hunt is it also has a chance to reward you a bird egg, a charcoal bird egg, which you can hatch, and you can raise into a vanity pet, or you can raise them all the way to senior, and then trade them in for your choice of marks. So even while you're spending time on Risa hunting down Horgans, you can end up, if you get the birds from the Horgan hunt, or if you buy the eggs from the store for 150 of the Lolo nuts. I say low lunat favor. It's a favor, and the Horgan, of course, is the little love idol from that episode on Deep Space Nine where Dax and Worf were. I don't remember if they were on honeymoon or if they were at Risa before they even got married. And so that's that. Also, as you go around the island, there are these little vista birds. And when you click on them and say enjoy the view, voila. And there I am, my character's in the frame. And they show you their vantage point on the island. And they give you a accolade called the Big Year, and which comes with, I think, 10. So it's either 10 or 25 kudos points. I know they're not kudos points. What the hell are they called? Accolade points. And the title ornithologist. Here, I am on top of the roof. One of the lighthouses. If you land on the other lighthouse, on the other corner of the island, well, it's actually on its own separate island, but on that other corner of the map, which would put it right about here. See that nice? Yeah, that's the other lighthouse. You get lightly landed on the lighthouse. If you land here on this roof, you get Rising Roofer. And when you do enough of this stuff, you do all these little accolades on, you get Master Relaxer. Here is the unauthorized party. As you can see on the map, it is here, just around the corner from the first large land bridge. Which, by the way, this land bridge up here on top is where you will find, during the daylight hours, you will find the Klingons practicing Makbara. Now, these partiers aren't always here every time it's night in the zone, and what you have to watch for is this burning fire, because you'll probably, unless you're on a really super high-end system, you'll probably notice the glow of the fire first. Otherwise, if they're not here, as they just disappeared because the party's over, as you can see, it's a burnt out fire pit that has the image of a stick figure man of some type hanging around in it. As you go around the island, the other Horgans will be all the way around. You have 10 minutes, or you have 15 minutes, 14 minutes and some odd change to pick up 10. If you don't pick up 10, you're still going to get some low limit. You're just not going to get near as much as you would. If you figure 10 of them by 2 to 3 points, you can probably get 30 just for picking up the Hogan. Now, when you turn the mission into him after you finish picking up the Hogan, then he rewards you another 25 to 30. So you could be anywhere between 50 and 60 on the rewards from the Hogan hunt, or Horgan hunt. Of course, you have to deal with trees getting in your way while you're flying. It's not the same as actually walking, since we can't skywalk. By the way, here's what one of those Hogans looks like real good. As you see, it beams in for you if you've got it. And that might actually freak somebody out. They'll be like, I can't get the Horgan. Well, that's because the Horgan's my Horgan. Anyway, so we'll come around here. And some of the Horgans are actually, they're hidden in behind a outcropping or a tree, a giant tree, or... see, there we went. I just got a rising tropical bird egg. See, it's right next to that pink tribble, the dilithium tribble there. And those can be grown into birds. And the trick is to watch the doffing mission, and it'll tell you, if your scientist is like this, then you're going to get a mutated bird. What you get a mutated bird is a tufted, and you do want a mutated bird, because a mutated bird brings in 100 of your choice of fleet marks when you trade them in, or you can keep them and have vanity pets, you know. Well, you know, whatever you want to do with that, I guess. On the back island, they're pretty well within a decent distance from each other. They're not like, you know, spread as far as the, say, from that one in the very front. Sometimes you go over them, and if your system is not the best, or you're running the best speed of graphics versus quality of graphics, or I take that back. If the quality of graphics is set so high that the speed is slow, you'll actually pass over it before you realize you're there. Here I have the last 24 seconds to get a Hogan. Horgan, however you pronounce it, so I can get the little huts. And now, I shall turn it into him and say, hey. And look, see, 28, and 2 of those were the 2 he just gave me, so we just got 26 in the bonus. And see, when you're done with that kind of a hunt, you can beam back to the resort and go and kick it on the dance floor, which I'm about to show you. With the dance floor, if you talk to the instructor first, you will get samba. If you then complete the dance requirement of, I think it's 30, between 36 and 38 moves. Well, when you complete the mission to dance as much as you possibly can, you will you'll actually get the title Samba Master, and you'll get Advanced Samba as a dance option. I have already talked with this character as that. Let's see, let's get the remotes. One trick I've learned for the dancing is either you can set your unused keys F5 to 11 and a few of your other keys, and just have those dances on those keys and remember them. Or you can have the dances on this. Now it'll tell you do the side step. Well, let's find the side step. So if you, well, now we're doing the snake, so I missed one. But if you pin it, it'll sit right here, and it's maybe a lot easier to single-handedly click over here. As you do this, see here, it'll tell you how many dance moves to complete. And here we go. There's dance kick 1, one Lola nut favor for that dance kick. Or dance, I'm doing the leg kick here, the ultimate white person dance. And then you dance, and then she'll come back. She'll say, "Do the robot," or "Raise the roof," or "Wave the hands." For just dance, some people are saying dance basic, and some people only have apparently dance basic. Some people don't apparently have the mix. And sometimes she'll call the same dance 2-3 times in a row. It's weird. As you do these dances, as you complete each step, you'll go up to the next step. Now I'm at complete 10, and so anyways, I was saying dance mix. This top dance up here with mix in parentheses seems to be the dance that actually does the just dance. I have yet to personally see dance basic help you win the dance off here, but maybe it will, maybe it don't. I don't know why anybody would end up not having dance mix, unless dance mix was a old C-store purchase that has been removed since, and now you only have it if you already had it. I said I'll click mix here, and that will count. I just went from 5 of 10 to 6 of 10. And you have to be fast. You have to get it before, at least before it changes. This one here, they give you a little more time before it changes. Although it seems to have picked up a little bit, so you see the next dance she calls. When I click on it, I will complete that. Now it's going to be do 20. So that was, after completing 10, that's 7 Lola nuts plus 2 Lola nuts plus 1 Lola. So there's 10 Lola nuts already. And so now the leg kick, if you're already doing the dance she calls, it counts. They really apparently did try not to call too many premium dances into the list of dances you need to do, but I can't say for sure that mix was is a premium or was a premium, but if it was, it hasn't been for a long while, so it's possible that if it was, they just don't realize that it's a premium only. They probably polled like 20 people, and 19 out of 20 said, yeah, I've got dance mix, and then they said, well, then obviously yours is broken, or you would have it too. As I said, sometimes you can call it the same dance more than once in a row. Now we'll go back to doing the snake. Then once you've done the dance that she's asking for, you can pretty much move to a different dance. Like here's Samba Advanced, and when she calls the next dance just dance, I can go back up here and say dance mix. Now I've danced that dance, I can go ahead and leg kick. I still have my 7 out of 20. I don't get it taken away because I changed dance. Now, see, it's dance mix again. This dance is definitely not as bad as the dance that came out on Nimbus. Although this would probably work for that dance, is if you were to take and pin this emote window there. Okay, now we're going to dance club. Ooh, 10 out of 20. Well, we're halfway to the end of the dancing. Which at the end of the dancing, after you've completed this one time, all 38 moves, plus have already talked to the instructor, and you will get Advanced Samba, or Samba Advanced, and then there's also Samba. She likes club dance a whole lot. Sidestep and leg kick seem to be another of her favorites. As you can tell, Jester is definitely a... I'd have to say the Jester was definitely a premium, which is why it's not in the list. And then Fan, I mean, you have to do the dance competition on Risa, or on Nimbus, in order to use the Fan dance. So it's treated like a premium dance once again. Yes, my Klingon looks like a giant turd trying to do this kind of dancing. Oh, there we go, the Running Man twice, so just 3 more dances, 3 more moves, and the way it works is, of course, she says, do the Running Man, you do the Running Man, you get credit for doing the Running Man. If she says, do the Running Man a second time, a few seconds later, then you get the count for that too. Find the sidestep there. I'll get that one more and I will have, I think it's a total, so if there's 7 before and 15 now, so there's 22 favors you can get from the dancing, plus the Samba Master title. So that's that part of Risa. I'm going to take you over to the Bird Lady, show you the Bird Lady. If you've already done Risa, then, you know, cool. If not, I mean, yeah, if you get started now, you're about 3 days short of enough time to get the Risian Corvette, or the Ryzen Corvette, but if you just want to run in here and do Hatch the Birds, and I'm short by 1 guy. Okay, well that's cool, I'll have to pick up some other stuff. But there you go, see, you would pick this, and you put, on this first one, it's a guaranteed And on the last one, it's a guaranteed that you're gonna something's gonna happen with your bird that ain't gonna hurt the bird. Inside here is, of course, you come in here. Here is the dabble wheel with Lita, Hello Lita. Here's the Ferengi trader that trades for hollow emitters, ground hollow emitters, trophies, summer event stuff. If you have 200 gold press platinum, you can get one level nut flavor. Or you can buy 200 gold plus platinum for that one level nut flavor. Here is 10,000 gold press platinum apiece. And sunglasses, the visor, the small round, the shield, and the octagon. Which octagon look like that. Shield looks like that. Small round look like that. They still look to have some octagon. And then there's a visor there. There's another Ferengi. Oh well, he's gone. There was a second Ferengi right there that was doing taking stuff like the prototype consoles from back when the game launched. So here you can access your bank and the exchange. There's no mail on Risa, you know. Sorry, you can read your mail out of your mailbox up here. You just can't send and receive from Risa. You don't want to send and receive and you're on Risa, beam up to your ship and then come back down to the planet after you get done. Of course, now I said that you would also have to jump out to sector space and meet with the Zura 2 or the Suliban Cell ship, depending on whether you're a normal Fed or a normal KDF, or you are a KDF ROM or Fed ROM. The other thing to do here is for the pearls to buy the Ryzen ship, with which right now starting today, you would need 18 more days, and there's 17 more days. So you would need to find a way to run it twice in the same day, at least twice, in order to make it to 18 days worth of completing the mission. But what you do is you fly through these gates, and I guess I can show you. I mean, you won't see the gates, but I can show you the flying part once I get outside. Fact. Oh, the Hogan hunt's back on. Okay. In fact, one of the many routes is what you'll do is once you log in or beam down, or log in and then beam down, or if you're already on Risa at this point, you keep talking to her once a day, every 20 hours. So if you do it today at 12 noon, tomorrow you'll do it at 8 a.m. Now you won't have to, but you can, or you can leave it on the same exact. You can pick that hour and just wait till that hour. See, I've got 4 hours left before I can talk to her and do it. But once you talk to her, and then after you talk to her, you activate your pack. If your pack's already activated before you talk to her, you won't see anything. Pretty much like it is now, since I can't really get the mission. But there's one that starts kind of right about here, and then what you do is you go out, you follow it, First turn, which is actually further out that way. Then the next gate, the next gate, the next gate. Turn, come in, turn, gate, gate. You'll see the original starting gate, and then you'll see the finish gate. Once you finish the gate, you'll hear the typical mission completion or step completion noise that we've always heard. Which kind of sounds like the old-timey transporter controls being used. And that's flying high. That's your first gate race, which you're not racing anybody else but yourself. You're really racing the time. Well, there's another one that starts sometimes from just on the other side of this tree. And then you go up, you go through it, and then as you go through it, it gradually steps up. Up, 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 up. Ka-ting, ka-ting, ka-ting. You know, as you go through them, that little laser noise then kind of turns in, goes this way. Then it turns in, goes this way and up. Then it goes forward and screws up a little bit more until finally you're around and you're ending here. Then another possible race point is here, just before you get to here. And you'll see them, they'll be the flashing green and sometimes green and yellow arrows. So this other one starts back a little ways, then you come here, you have this nice green ribbon track to follow. You follow it, you come up, you run through it, you know, and as you pass through each gate, the next gate pops up. If the next gate doesn't pop up, then that means you didn't actually activate the gate. You just went through, you circle back and go back through it. And then you come down here, then like right here, this one drops all the way to here. Then here's that next gate. And then all the way up here, you'll stop just in front of this hill, at the top of this hill, sort of a little above it. And that'll be that last gate. And if you've got all three of those runs right there, that's the three you need. You go right back. If you have to get further out on the island, which includes a possible point here, 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 and then around, and when it finishes, it comes around. It just stops about here, where this other one comes through, works around, and comes around to the end of the crater there. Then there's one sometimes here that follows this beach here around. There's one that comes here, and it'll follow all the way around the grotto and the all the way down the river, and then it'll stop just about here-ish, kind of curve inland, and then right here underneath this arch is another one that runs back all the way to this first arch. Well, all the way just shy of this first land bridge. And then the other one that I've seen is this one here. So there's about 5 to 6 that you can run. It's your choice. But sometimes your only choices are all the way back here on the back end of the island, and sometimes all your choices are up front. And sometimes you have all the choices, but it's easy because you just get the first 3 that you can see and call it a day. This one here actually loops around this tower, this lighthouse tower. So those are your options for those. And then, once you got them done, like I said, if you're in a hurry or if you're all the way in the back island, you don't want to take a couple minutes to fly all the way back to the front, transport back in. Now I will tell you, occasionally the 2 fake technologies used here, the transporter pad and the jetpack, they will howl when you're floating over top. When you're floating over top of the one, sometimes they'll howl. I don't know if that's part of immersion, like, hey, this technology doesn't like an active jetpack on it. It's going to give you a warning. So then once you've got this run completed, you run back here and you talk to the event coordinator. She says, right here, to say flying high completed, you'll click on it, turn it in, and she'll say, oh, hey, pearls, rising pearls. You'll say, cool. Then you'll come up here to your Ryzen, to your reputation, and come to events. You'll come down to the active one for the Ryzen, and you'll say, hey, this is like here I'm at 68%, which means I have 680, which means I need probably, let's see, it's going to be 72% when I get done with it 5 hours from now. Then the following day it would be another 4%. 4% a day. If I need to go 22%, it's going to be about 5.5 days. Some of my characters are already at 72%, and it's going to be the 4.5. But they'll all finish within a day or two of each other. Now, my free-to-play account that I got when they first announced the free-to-play, I wanted to see what all the big differences were, which to me are seem to be mostly cosmetic. And I mean, but that's the Star Trek Online Ryzen event. Thanks for watching me describe it to you. Thank you.
You